The city of Asheville is a participating entitlement community in the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's Community Development Block Grant Program. We receive about $1 million in annual funding through this program. This allows Asheville to make investments in local priorities like affordable housing, public infrastructure, and community services, and targets those investments to low to moderate income neighborhoods and to the benefit of low to moderate income residents. We're currently accepting applications for this year's funding on our website until February 7th. On January 8th, HUD announced that the state of North Carolina would receive $1.4 billion and the city of Asheville would receive a direct allocation of $225 million in CDBG, Community Development Block Grant, disaster recovery funding. This is a result of the continuing resolution passed by Congress in December. CDBG DR is not a statutory program, which means that Congress has to make funding decisions for specific disasters. The funds allocated to the state will be directed to projects across disaster-affected communities across Western North Carolina, including right here in Buncombe County. This is a historically fast allocation of CDBG DR funding. Other disaster-affected communities have waited years for this type of assistance. The city of Asheville is very grateful, and we want to thank both the state and federal governments for their swift response in approving these much-needed funds. CDBG DR funds must address unmet disaster-related needs in our community. The funds can be used to support programs and activities that address housing, economic revitalization, and the restoration of infrastructure. We know that disasters like these can disproportionately affect historically marginalized communities. These funds will primarily be invested to benefit individuals and areas of Asheville whose residents are low to moderate income. HUD requires that the city submit an action plan that includes an unmet needs analysis. We are right now analyzing data from multiple sources, including FEMA data, to understand the impact that this event has had on our community. The unmet needs analysis will inform what types of programs and activities we will focus on funding. As part of the development of the action plan, public participation will be a main component of the process. Community engagement opportunities will include the following. The city is launching a recovery survey later this week to capture residents' thoughts on what matters most as recovery priorities are established. Our residents' participation in that survey will help inform CDBG DR programs. We will also host at least 2 in-person and 2 virtual town hall meetings to provide information on this program and to get input from residents, businesses, and other partners and stakeholders about the program. More information to come about locations and times. We will also make additional information available on the city's website soon, where you can find information and track the progress of the development of the action plan, as well as the allocation and expenditure of funds once the plan is completed. We will also engage with Asheville City Council to gather what they have heard from constituents about our community's needs and priorities. The action plan will be drafted and published for public comment in March and submitted to HUD in April. HUD will then have 45 days to review and approve the plan. And HUD also requires that the city complete a grant compliance and financial management certification to ensure proper management of these funds. The planning process will take several months, and we anticipate being fully approved by HUD and receiving the grant funds later this summer. We will then start funding projects. HUD requires that we spend down these CDBG DR funds within 6 years of receiving them. The road ahead will be long, and these funds are intended for long-term recovery and resiliency. The city of Asheville looks forward to hearing from our community and developing a shared vision for the future of this wonderful place we call home. While we are grateful for this funding, we know that it will only be a part of the overall recovery of Asheville. We are excited to continue to work with our community, as well as our state and federal partners, to build back better and make our community more resilient. Thank you.